Hi Leo, this is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 10th, 2025 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, danehartguidedmessages.com. It's listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Leo. Okay, so I just first want to acknowledge some tension that I'm feeling, especially like in the shoulder area, or just a sense of like, feeling overwhelmed. This full moon is in Capricorn, so it's really easy during this time to feel overwhelmed during this full moon, after this full moon, a bit before this full moon. There's this real sense of kind of really wanting everybody's approval, wanting to do everything just right, really holding ourselves to intense, unrealistic expectations. So just be aware of that and be kind to yourself during this time, most definitely. So let's see here what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see here. Wait, give me a minute. All right. So now let's see here. At the center of it all is the Seven of Wands. And I love the Seven of Wands. So right here, they're like, okay, so in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Seven of Wands is depicted very, very differently. It's depicted with a person standing at like the edge of this cliff, holding back people that are trying to charge at them. It's like, I need to defend myself. I need the higher ground. I need this. Like, it's like I'm at war, almost like I need to be in this kind of like fight or flight mode. And here, what I love about the Seven of Wands, it's like, I'm not doing that. We're not fighting. We're not engaging in that energy. We're connecting with our Dan, our life force in Tai Chi, Qigong. And so here, we are embracing our inner healing energy. We are connecting through peace. We are putting up that energy sphere around us. And it's like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing the chaos that you want to pull me into. So Leo, you can have people wanting to pull you into chaos. You can have this energy around you of chaos, of intensity. And it's like, I'm not going there. And you really mean it. You're not going there. And it moves us then to this challenge, which is the Knight of Wands. We want to be moving forward. We're questioning, how do I move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I'm looking for? What is the bigger picture of what I want? We can also feel stuck, stagnant, overwhelmed at times. So just being aware of that is going to be super important. That the challenge is the Knight of Wands. And why that's so important for us is because we're represented by the wands in the minor arcana. At the center of us, we have the Seven of Wands. So it really speaks to us, where there's this sense of, I'm not fighting, I'm not engaging in the chaos. And then the Knight of Wands, which is the challenge, being like, well, how do I move forward? How do I get to the place that I want to be? It moves us then to the focus. here, and that's the Ace of Cups. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift of healing, beautiful love, is speaking to your heart. That's important, especially with a Capricorn full moon, because a Capricorn, yes, that's earth sign energy, but a Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So this moon in Capricorn, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is about rules, it's about structure, it's about order, it's really great for making money, it's really great for being prosperous, but it's also really great for being like a stickler to the rules. But it also has our karmic path within it, meaning that if we kind of silence out the world's noise and we look at what we really want, if we focus on our Saturn and say, how do I become the best successful me, and listen to our hearts, the world will unfold in a way that is spectacular, in a way that we just weren't expecting. And so here with the Ace of Cups, that energy, that beauty, that brilliance, that healing is coming forward quite lovely. And it can be overwhelming emotionally, so do be aware of that. Now, we are moving away. Now, when Spirit says overwhelming emotionally, what that means is that the heart can be being cleared out. All the energy that we've held onto that has broken our heart or made us overwhelmed or, made us doubt ourselves, we're releasing it. And it can be that we feel that a little bit more because, we need to trust our intuition. It can be unclear what we want during this time. We can be everywhere, feel scattered, feel overwhelmed, or just feel really frustrated. And then when we come back to center during this time, because the emotions need to come out, they need to be felt. The anger may need to be had, but in a very productive way, not in I'm just going to scream and yell and, kind of like be the ogre at the top of the stairs type of thing or under the bridge. Here with the Fool coming forward. Now, this is the energy that's leaving us behind. It's being afraid of being seen as foolish, but it's also saying we've done our leaps of faith. We've taken those risks. And now, whenever you jump, right? Whenever you jump, you can be like little kids like, oh, look, I'm flying, like just for a second, right? When they jump, but you have to land again. And no matter how you land, there's an impact to it. So this is a time where we've jumped, we've taken that risk. Now we need to land and see how it works, how it moves forward. And also we've gotten kind of like a good look at things. Okay, how do I need to move forward for me? What is it that I want? What is it that I'm building? Where is it that I'm going? And it moves us then to our strength. And that is the Four of Wands. This is family, okay? Family is going to be very important to us. Friends who are like family, people who are like family to us, that world that we create around ourselves, but also being able to celebrate, being able to rejoice, being able to be happy. That's going to be a really big thing. Now, the Four of Wands it also brings newness to it. So the Four of Wands can be, new job opportunities, moving house, new relationships, all these big things. But how many times can you have the big things happen, right? So the Four of Wands is also a celebration of your life, of your path, of what you want, of where you're going, of what you're looking for. Kind of like it's bringing the dreams and the realities together and interweaving them. It brings us then to our near future, and that is the Empress. And the Empress is, what do I need to nurture in order to bring it forward into the world? And it doesn't whenever the Empress comes up, and a lot of times she's depicted as pregnant. And that could be triggering for some people, most definitely. And that could also just be triggering, right? An Empress has to be pregnant, come on. So here, there's also that energy of, but what am I creating? What am I bringing forward? And how do we show creation the most obvious way, the most visually obvious way is through a pregnant belly, right? That sense of what am I creating? What am I birthing forward into this world? And so what you're going to be seeing for yourself here, Leo, is like, what do I want to create? What do I want to cultivate? What do I want to move forward? And knights protect, empresses, protect queens, protect kings and emperors. So what is it that I need to protect in order for me to move forward into my power, into my determination, into my focus, into what it is that I want? We are moving into, during this time, Leo, a very productive, very intuitive time. But it's also going to be a time that needs to be nurtured. It's not going to happen instantaneously. It's like planting a garden. You don't sit there and say, I would really like to have tomatoes growing, and then just all of a sudden there's a tomato plant in your yard and it's growing beautifully. No, you have to plant it, water it, nurture it. And that's going to be what we need to do with our dreams and our desires and what we want for ourselves and our life. It brings us then, I love this, to the advice, and that is strength. That is us in the major arcana. We are represented by strength in the major arcana. We are represented by wands in the minor arcana. And so our strength and our power and our tenacity is moving forward. Now, one of the life lessons of a Leo is how to be strong without being domineering. Okay, so what does that mean? It means, how do I embrace my strength of self without it having to be fleshy and showy or ego driven, type of thing. Now, what Spirit always says is like, this isn't about weight building strength. Like, this isn't about big muscles. This isn't about flashy cars. This isn't about all of that. It is the strength of tenacity, of spirit, of determination, of fire, of focus, of strength and gentleness being woven together. And the advice for this time is to be you without the chaos of the world coming in, which, with everything that goes on, it can seem absolutely overwhelming. But without the chaos of the world coming in, without the egos of everybody else tearing away at us, and with us saying, but this is me, intuitively, insightfully, this is me, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for. And so just having a real sense of self during this moon, putting out a glass of water. It can be in a glass, it can be in crystal. Crystal is the best, but also, crystal is bougie. You can also find it at a thrift shop at times. So if you put it out a glass of water, right, or in crystal, you can put it on your windowsill, you can put it outside during the full moon, and let the light just come into it. And then drink that water. Set it with an intention, drink that water, say what it is that you want to spotlight during this time. Then to meditate on during the new moon, and to spotlight in your life. That's important. It's an intention that's put out there. And then, that nourishes and brightens your body and soul. It moves us then to the environment. This is the King of Wands. We go right from you showing up as the highest self in the major arcana to you showing up as the highest self in the minor arcana. The King of Wands comes into play. And the environment that you're in is, I'm going to get this done. It's power, it's focus, it's tenacity, it's determination. It is roll up your sleeves, I've got this. And that is your energy. But you can also feel stuck and overwhelmed because too much is coming at you. One thing at a time is going to be very important. But also really looking, and I want to say making a list. Capricorn is also really good energy for making a list, writing it out, seeing it, and then saying, this is how I need to move forward. This is what I want. So that's going to be very helpful for you. There's tenacity, there's transformation that's also coming forward during this time, stepping into your strength, very strong masculine energy with the advice coming forward and the environment that you're in, meaning that you're going to be more hands-on. Yes, you're going to be stepping into a time where you plant these seeds, you nurture, but you also are going to be being very proactive. Kind of like, think of it like a farmer. A farmer doesn't just sit there and say, okay, well, I planted a few seeds, it's going to grow, it's going to be great. You're going to be really taking care of things, really moving forward, really looking at things in a very methodical, determined, focused way. You have a kingdom that you are building. It doesn't mean that it has to encompass miles and miles. It could be your home, it can be your family, it can be your beauty and security that you are opening up. And it moves us then to our hopes and our fears. And so we have the past coming in with the Six of Cups. We can be feeling rather melancholy. We can be thinking, once upon a time, it was better, it was worse, it was this, it was that. Where do I stand now? What is it that I want? What is it that I'm looking for? Take the best things from the past and bring them forward. They're going to be like little pieces of jewels that you are like, oh, that really does inspire me. That inspired me when I was younger. Picking up a book that you absolutely loved when you were a teenager or, whenever, that was just your absolute favorite, and going back to it and seeing, does it still resonate the same way? Because a lot of times during this moon, it's going to be like, or it resonates even more. It's like, wow, that was even better than I remember it. And you're going to be seeing things that sparked joy within you, that brought passion to the forefront, coming forward during this time. Things from the past, really cultivating and embracing the presence and the beauty of now. And it moves us to the outcome, and that is the moon. The moon here is representative of Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th. But it is also saying that this moon brings forward fears, it brings forward doubts, it brings forward intensity, it brings forward a lot of things that weren't seen or wasn't fully understood. But what we're going to see is that we're making sense of it. From what was in the darkness is now coming to the light. We're seeing the shadows for what they are, instead of boogeyman, hiding in the corner type of thing. And so the moon brings forward illusion, delusion, but a shattering of that illusion, delusion into what it is that we truly want to create and what it is that we're cultivating forward. It moves us then to our Luna message. And I love that we end on the moon, because it does seem like this moon is a tipping point for us. And that is beautiful. It's bringing us into more power and more understanding. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. We have fruition, balancing the spiritual and the practical. We will bring to fruition what we want to create during this moon as we balance the spiritual within us with the practical. And Capricorn is very good at that. Capricorn is very good at bringing the practical forward and saying, hey, listen, but also we have a reiteration and a repeat of the Pisces energy. So here, what we're going to see is that there is this deep sense of connecting with that Neptune power, right? Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the ruler of the unseen world, connecting with our dreams, connecting with what it is that we desire. And we might be saying, you know what, that was a dream that I really thought I would love, but I don't love it. Like that wasn't the incarnation that I want in this lifetime. That isn't the way I want to move forward. And so connecting with your dreams, connecting with what you want, connecting with what you desire, and opening up those doors is going to be fantastic for you. The resilience, because something tried to crush you. I mean, it really did, Leo. Something tried to crush you, bring you to your knees. It might have. And now a new start is coming. There's a new way that you are moving forward. There's a new spark, life, power that you're stepping into. And it brings us then to the purity of intention, the purity of soul. And it doesn't mean that it has to be, like lily white. Like purity sometimes is an intense word to use, but I always think of the world after a snowstorm. And if you live in a place with snow, you'll know what I'm talking about, where it's like, it almost seems like the world just comes alive in a new way, right? And the bird song echoes and everything comes to, like, everything is silent and beautiful. And then, like, everybody's snowblowers start running and everything like that. So it ruins it. But there's this silent beauty while it's snowing that is just enchanting. And everything is muffled in the snow. And that's it. That's the purity of what it is that we want, of that intention, that focus, that insight. And it brings us then to a time of healing. And so as we connect with what we truly want, not what the world wants from us. And we can feel that way. We can feel that way during this moon. Like, I don't want you to want me at all. Like, just kind of feeling that way towards people, towards situations. It's like, oh, I have to take care of this. I can't just be, type of thing. This moon craves us to just sit in quiet and connection, kind of writing things out, listing things out. If you're not into the writing, kind of visualizing things that you want, however you do it, however you connect, you can sit down quietly. I love to knit or crochet or embroidery, and just let yourself relax. It could be wood carving. It could be going for a walk. Whatever it is that you do that just centers you. And you say, I'm done with the chaos. That's going to be really important. And then you just get to think quietly, connecting with thought. It moves us then to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. So this is the raven. I love ravens. It says the universe is calling you to notice important synchronicities. Things are aligning in a way that is like, it's beautiful. It's uncanny at times. It's beautiful. It's intense. Notice the world's synchronicities because they're aligning in that way. But you're going to be thinking, oh, that's nonsense. Like, oh, that's so silly. So let's see here what the chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, this is my favorite. This is the I am presence. This is what we tell ourselves we are. This is the crown chakra. This is how we crown ourselves as kings, as queens. This is how we crown ourselves. And we can crown ourselves with love and compassion and joy and tenacity, or we can be really intense on ourselves and be hurtful and hateful. So, just be aware. Crown yourself with your power and positivity because you are worth it. Our energy here to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have two. So we have the Lord here, which is Aries energy, which is very interesting. And we have the Four of Cups. We can be here, right, with the Empress coming forward, right? There's going to be a connection that comes forward. The the Empress and the Emperor, this is the Emperor in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Okay, the Empress and the Emperor have a connection where we're told to be mindful. What we're going to find to be more easy or more what we feel like productive is a force, is a way of demanding this will happen. And we're focusing on a very certain way that things should be, or the way that things didn't work out. And it's like, I'm going to make this become what I want it to be. And Spirit is saying, but an act of surrender. Surrendering to the power of the moon, surrendering to the power of our soul, surrendering to our intuition, our hearts, our desires, that's going to be more productive. But we did have an energy in our life. Now, this could be, now the Lord, the Emperor usually represents a father sign energy, a father energy, right? So this could have been our father, a father figure, but this is an energy of force. This could be a partner that, was very kind of controlling, demanding type of thing, but always somebody who had to be the head of the house, the head of whatever, okay, or a company, a boss, and it's made you look at things in a very, it has to be done this way, right? And this is the only way to be successful. And you're going to see that during this time, it will be easy to fall into that energy and to be like, well, that's the only way to be successful. But Spirit is calling you in a different way. It's calling you in a calmer way. It's calling you in a peaceful way. And as it calls you forward, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, why am I wasting my time on this? And yet the doors of success are opening to you in beautiful, powerful ways that transform you. All right. So let's see here. Spirit's subconscious message. Oh, the Raven and the Crow. Oh my gosh, Leo, you are so lucky. I love this combination. So the Crow says, universal law and truth are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. But the Raven and the Crow, they are like my favorite birds. Well, some of them. And I love that they represent, for me, when I think of the Raven and the Crow, I think of the Morgan in especially Irish Celtic traditions, in mythology. And yes, they're not the best birds, right? They usually signify battlefields and intensity. And I think of the Morgan in as a goddess in that tradition. But she was greatness. She was also creativity. And we tend to forget about that. So here, we are embracing our greatness. We are embracing our creativity, but we're also embracing a transformation, a dying away of an old self, a rebirth of a new, a transformation of how we look at the world and how we see ourselves in this world. And it moves us then to the chakra energy, a subconscious chakra energy of Mother Earth. Now, this is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. This is Mother Earth guiding us, connecting with us. We have Mother Earth coming through very powerfully in this Empress, depiction. And so there is this sense of needing to connect with the Earth, the healing of the Earth, the love of the Earth that guides us forward. And there's going to be a deep connection to the Earth. It can be being outside if it's too hot. If you're like me, you're like, oh, I'm not a big fan of the heat. That is okay. Just making sure that you connect with the Earth, making sure that you, kind of take a moment to be present in the here and the now. That's going to be really, really important. Going out into the gardens, if you have gardens, or if you don't have gardens, if you can start to plant something. And I know that might sound silly to some, but it is the most grounding thing that you can do. So even if you start one of those, little, like, just a windowsill garden. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be one of those hydro gardens that they sell and that you can Google and that you can do all these fancy things with. It could be, if that's what you're into, but it could be really simple. Like, my grandparents lived in the city. They had a garden that was out their window. It doesn't have to be anything big. And it moves us then to the energy here to be mindful of. And that's the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is saying, hey, listen, things are out of balance, right? We're a little bit too much in the masculine. We want to be in the masculine. We want to get things done, but we also want to be in the feminine. We want to nurture and grow as well. So making sure things are balanced, making sure you are receiving your worth is also going to be very important. It moves us then to the subconscious tarot message, which is the Lovers. This is Gemini energy. Time frame is May 21st to June 20th. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is all about communication. Communication is going to be very important to us. Messages are going to be coming in, but there's also going to be a duality of self that needs to be acknowledged. You're going to be getting messages from the duality of you, Leo. So you're not going to be all one way or another. We see this in the reading, right? There's a duality. There's the masculine, there's the feminine, there's the celebration, there's the building, there's the connection with the past, there's the moving forward, but yet, you're setting down roots. There's a whole dichotomy during this time, a whole duality during this time that is being embraced, and a dance that is being acknowledged or accepted, that is beautiful for you. And it's looking at things in a very, I want to say different way, but in a way that almost feels like, oh, but this is how I always saw it. I just didn't give myself permission to truly embrace my soul the way that I needed to. And it moves us then to trust. The full moon in Gemini, again, the reiteration of that Gemini energy coming forward. Trust. The answers you need are coming. They are. And they're going to be multi-layered. They're going to be more than you expect. And they're going to take you on a different journey, meaning that we're expecting the answers to look like this. Meaning we're going to expect the answers to be very concrete, very kind of like working in the here and the now. This is the problem I need to solve. This is the way I need to move forward. And yet, when Spirit answers these questions, this desire, this like sense of this is what I want, it's going to pull you in a different direction. And it's going to feel like, are you kidding me? I have to get this done. What is wrong with you? Type of thing. And yet when you do it, you're like, oh, I needed to do that. Like my soul needed that. So just be aware. And it's going to come like as acts of service and acts of compassion. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed moon and a blessed life. Bye.